days of watering and fertilization every day, according to American Geographics, before it breaks through the ground. At any time, if the watering process and the nurturing and the fertilization process is stopped, the Chinese bamboo tree will die in the ground. Now, once it breaks through in that 5th year, then in 6 weeks it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet in 5 years or 6 weeks? The answer is obvious. It takes 5 years. That's how long it took to grow it, to build that foundation, to nurture it, to water it, to build the reputation, to build the credibility, to learn the market, to learn people, to learn yourself, to learn how to do it, to figure it out. That's why you must have patience and engage in consistent action. We live in a world, ladies and gentlemen, where people want instant gratification. They want it right now, but they're not willing to pay the price, to do what it takes. They think it was easy. No. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's a system that if you work the system, it works if you work it. But make no mistake about it, it's hard. You are the determining factor. Here's something else. It's possible you can live your dream. No matter how bad it is, or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. It's necessary that you have goals, that you write them down, that you surround yourself with a support team, that you are creative. It's you that you must take personal responsibility to make it happen. The people that make it in this world look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. It's hard. No, easy is not an option. However, ladies and gentlemen, what you will discover is that it's worth it. It's worth it. I suggest to you, if you want to become diamond, write down 5 reasons of why it is worth it for you to become a diamond, to experience that level of achievement. What is it that will give you the drive? What is it that will ignite the courage in you to get up and come back again and again and again? How is it that you would be able, what reasons that can tap in to that deep down feeling that goes to your gut, that no matter how many times you get knocked down, that you're coming back? What is it? Write it down. When I started and left Miami pursuing my dream, because I knew that as long as you work for someone else, they are controlling your destiny. I didn't want anybody signing my paycheck but me. I knew that it was going to be difficult. I knew it was going to be hard. But every time I thought about giving up, and there were times I did, because where I am, ladies and gentlemen, it's a long shot. You think being a diamond is a long shot? This is a miracle. This is a long shot. And I had people laughing at me. Les, you're talking about being a motivational speaker? You failed twice in school. They put you back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade, and you failed in the 8th grade? You've never worked for a major corporation? And you are going to become independently wealthy. Right. They laugh. They're going to laugh at you. People are going to laugh at you. But let me tell you, I believe in revenge like Frank Sinatra. He said the best revenge is massive success.
It's a long shot. Being here with you today in this dome in Atlanta, it's a long shot. But I kept running toward my dream. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop running toward your dream. You can live your dream as you hold on to that dream. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. Their rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. It's not going to be easy. As you go toward the future, begin to know that you have greatness within you. Begin to envision yourselves to reach your goals. If you want a thing bad enough, go out and fight for it. Work day and night for it. Give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it. What if we have that kind of attitude? The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
You feel like your life is going to last a long time. And if I was to talk to my 26-year-old self, I would tell that kid that you don't have time. And you don't know when it's going to end. And so get out there and do the things you want to do. Get out there and get after them now. Don't wait another second. Take advantage of it. Get out there and live and strive to be better. Because the life you've got, which I just said was a gift, it is a gift. So live it.
So many kids these days miss out on the fact of the correlation between working and studying and pushing yourself to the results that you get. It's what I think hurts kids is they don't connect what they're doing now with the future. I know I didn't. You know, when I was a kid, I was, what's the future? It's tomorrow. The future is, the weekend. You don't realize, you can actually set yourself up. What you're doing today is connected to the future. Okay, once you make that connection, you say, okay, maybe I'll study, maybe I'll train, maybe I'll work out harder. You can start doing those things because you can improve and you can have a better life. Sure, are there some kids that are gonna be able to do pull-ups out of the gate? Sure. Are there some kids that can learn their times tables really quickly? Sure. You're not gonna be great at everything, but you can get better as long as you have the discipline, put your mind to it, and are willing to work hard.
So you're always learning and growing, and I was always learning until the day I retired. Because it's not a, boom, this happened and everything changed. It's a constant addition of skill set and repetition of situations where you become competent at your job. The fear of getting shot or killed is not on your mind when you're in the moment. It'll build up when you're waiting to go out. There's times you're waiting to go out and you're like, thinking to yourself, okay, there's a lot of bad things going on out there, and some of them have happened to me. But I think at some point you realize that there's nothing you can do about that. Other than just quit and just resign yourself to a life of cowardice. But if you opt to not do that, and you step up and say, okay, I'm ready. And if I die, I die. And once you overcome that, then nothing else to be afraid of.
When we deployed to Iraq in 2006, we'd been fighting since 2003, and we'd had very few casualties in the SEAL teams. The amount of guys that had experienced their teammates killed in action was minuscule. And so there was no preparation other than what I had taken away from reading about combat for my whole life. What I did was what I knew how to do, which was work. And that's literally what I told my guys was, we've crossed a line, and there's no possible way to replace or describe or overcome the amount of just heart-wrenching sadness that you feel when you lose a teammate. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what to say.
First time,
second time, third time.
irrelevant, what time?
What I did was, and I told my guys, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. The only thing that I know to do is to go back to work. And I do know this, if Mark was here, he would want us to go back to work. And so we're gonna lock and load our weapons, and we're gonna go do what we do. In World War II, in World War I, there would be days where thousands upon thousands were killed. And so that offered me a small bit of perspective to think to myself that human beings, we can feel like we're special, and we can feel like no one's ever been through what I've been through, and the world is hard for me and easier for everyone else. Well, the reality is that's not true, and we're not special. And the things that people go through, other people have gone through, most likely much, much worse and much more significant. So that, to me, was it gave me at least some level of perspective to realize that other warriors had gone through this before. This was my turn, and this is how I'm gonna try and handle it.
I've got that going on, and I need to control it. So when people start getting emotional, when guys get killed, how do I get control over that? Yeah, I absolutely have to control my own emotions, because it's your guys. And believe me, when you lose one of your guys, you want to kill everyone. And you know you can't, and you know you shouldn't. So you have to detach from your emotions, you have to get control of them, and you have to make sure that you lead your men in the right direction so they don't do something that is not the right thing to do. One of my answers for people, when they say, hey, how can I get better at detaching and control my emotions, I tell them to start training jiu-jitsu. Because you're gonna get tapped out in jiu-jitsu. Your ego is gonna get smacked around so hard, you're gonna lose your mind. And the madder you get, the more aggressive you are, the more you're gonna get beat down, and the worse it's gonna be. So you have to learn to control your emotions, no doubt about it. And then what you have to do is you have to start practicing it all the time. You have to start paying attention to the red flags that go up when I start raising my voice at you. I go, oh, that's your emotion, get mad. And for me, like the minute I feel some sort of anger, some sort of jealousy, some sort of frustration, most of the time I go, oh, you're getting mad, that's your ego. You're getting emotional about this. Take a step back and listen to what the other person's saying. Take a step back and try and see it from their perspective. Take a step back and try and understand what they're trying to say. Because sometimes, you know, if you're not a very articulate person, you're just making me mad. It's only because I don't understand what you're trying to say. Take a step back. Let's talk through it. So pay attention to, you know, I always talk about when you're sending an email to someone and you're typing like this, don't send that email. That's not a good email to send. That's an emotional email. Wait, write it out, fine, and then save it and read it later, and you'll realize, oh yeah, I was really mad about something, or I was really frustrated. So how do you do it? You practice it. You pay attention to your emotions and you get control of them.
Can you teach that let's go? We're gonna jump back in the water, let's go.
I think that's one of the few things that you learn in basic SEAL training is to shrug your shoulders and go forward. What you learn to do is, okay, I'm gonna go forward. I can't get out of this. I'm gonna go forward. I'm not gonna quit, so I'm gonna go forward. Bring it on.
You're sitting on the edge of the bed trying to have an honest dialogue with yourself, and the little voice says, you know, it's pretty disgusting in here. And you think, well, I'm way above such trivial niceties as organizing my room. It's like, well, that's pride. That's arrogance. If you're above organizing what's actually yours, how in the world are you ever going to organize anything else? And so you get on your knees and you think, well, it's time to, you know, take a brush to the toilet. And maybe that's where you start. And that works, that works. You start making those micro improvements, like real micro improvements, real on the ground, actual micro improvements to things you know that are wrong, you'll improve unbelievably rapidly.
If you don't have hope and you don't have this breakthrough where you have for just a millisecond this insight where you go, well, what if things did work out? If you don't have that moment, most people stay so stuck in resignation. There are so many people that are not aware of how much better and how much more present and how much more joy they could experience in their life.
See, when you are not filling your life with the things that you are capable of doing, see, we all have some stuff that we've been given. And I don't think that it's optional for us to sit on what we have. See, if you're sitting on what you have, what you've been given, I think everybody's been given something to bring to the planet, that only you can do that, only you can perform that, only you can initiate that activity. And if you don't do that, if you're not filling in your life with your life work or your mission, then there are gaps in your life. And what we do when we're not living out our true identity, we begin to fill the gaps, we fill the holes with garbage.
Success is getting what you want. Fulfillment is living what you're made for.
This is dreams we're talking about. We're talking about dreams.
Can you train your brain to appreciate? Because in the middle of whatever you're pissed off about or frustrated or fearful about or worried about, you're deleting all the things you can be grateful for, you can appreciate that are absolutely real.
Be your own motivator, and you build yourself up.
And that's the problem with the mind. And, you know, I want your listeners or viewers to really think about this. You do not experience life. You experience the life you focus on. That's it.
You believe, we know from the science and we know from experience that if I exercise, it's a process and it's good for me, even though I can't measure it in the short term. And if I eat well and I keep doing that, I know it'll keep me healthy for the long term. I've eaten more leafy greens and less sugar. I know I just have to stick to this process that 100% of the time, it works. How long does it take to get into shape when you start exercising? Nobody knows.
Right.
Neither does any doctor. Sometimes a little less time for some people and sometimes a little more time for others. Like, we don't know. We just know 100% that it works. And so I had to get used to the idea professionally that I'm gonna do things that I know work, but I won't be able to measure them. And I just have to be okay with the fact that it works, like exercise, like eating right. And so that's where, learning an infinite mindset and letting go of annual goals. So people are like, what's your annual goal? I don't have any, because I can't predict what I'm going to achieve based on arbitrary timelines.
And it's real important in the visualization. You can't see it over there. You have to see it right here.
Feel it.
You got to feel it right here. Like I am. It's all I am. I am. I am in my dream home. I am in my dream relationship. And then unpack what that looks like. But most importantly, unpack what it feels like. And when you have that emotion in this moment, all of a sudden you stir up something that I don't think will ever go back to sleep. It'll go, okay, let's go get that.
Develop your mind. You don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. You have greatness in you, that you have the ability to do more than you could ever begin to imagine. You have greatness in you. There's a presence in each and every one of us that waits and listens to the voice of the genuine in yourself. It will be perhaps the only God you will ever have or hear. And if you cannot hear it, all of your life will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. When you recognize your greatness, no one will ever pull your strings. You are different. You were created on purpose with a purpose to manifest that purpose through you. But you will never exercise authority and dominion over your life until you exercise authority and dominion over what you are not.
It's difficult out here for a lot of people, including myself. A lot of people are hurting. A lot of people are going through a lot of different things. They're experiencing so many different dramatic changes in their lives. But the thing about it is that you can't be surprised about these things, but you need to be prepared. You should never walk through life assuming that every day is just going to be a great day for you. Believe me, I know. And I know there are many people out there that can say the same thing. But it's all about how we deal with it and how we overcome it. It's all about rising up, people. Being able to get up, get out, show up, and do your business. That's what it's all about, people. You gotta have the ability to know what it means to rise up. Being able to rise up from the ashes of negativity, doubt, and fear. These things are definitely designed to pull you down, to break you down, and take everything from you. But not on this day, not on this watch, and not on this hour. And for the rest of your life, continue to shine and do the best you can to be the best makeup that you can be within yourself. Rise up. Rise up from the ashes of negativity, doubt, and fear. And understand that even your emotions can play tricks on you. So take advantage of your life. Take control of it. Reason takes time. Understanding it. Being able to deal with the do's and the don'ts, the ups and the downs. There's a reason for it. And sometimes we may not like it. But when that purpose starts to knock on your door, that's it. That means you have made it. Whatever the situation may be, that purpose has been fulfilled. It is already here. It was already meant to be. It happened. It's there. So do the best you can leading to your purpose. Because one thing for sure, none of us are gonna be here for long. Sooner or later, you gotta leave this planet. But make the best of the life that you have on this day and the day after. So if tomorrow comes for you, tomorrow comes for me, let's get out there and make the best of it. Because tomorrow is another day. And if you're a part of that day, that means you got work to do. Success doesn't owe you. You owe success. Success doesn't work for you. You work for success. And that work takes time. Everything that we do in this life takes time. It's a process. But are you prepared for the test? Are you prepared to fight? Are you prepared to live? Are you prepared to push through it? Even when you feel that you can't. And we need faith. And we need power. And we need gratitude. And we need to be humble. But we must always stay hungry and keep going.
Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, and it's necessary for you to challenge yourself to go after it and get better and leverage relationships that can help you get to where you want to go, but it's you. The major key to your reaching your dream, your living up to your greatness, your making your contribution is you.
You went through all of the struggles, all of the challenges, but you made it. And here you are. The work needs to be done.
If it's going to happen, we are going to have to eliminate excuses. It is possible to fully commit yourself to something. It is possible to accomplish what you see in your head. The question is, can you give your all?
You need to shut down all negativity. Believe in everything that you are and understand that within you there's something greater than any obstacle you'll ever face.
Whatever situations that you had to endure last year, leave it there. It has nothing to do with what's coming right now.
Because if you don't feel this fire, then it's not a dream. If you don't get up when the count is at 9, you don't want it enough. If you can hear my voice, you've got work to do. You've got a destiny to fulfill. You've got a purpose to walk into. You've got a test to pass.
You're about to be given a second chance at greatness, a fresh start. We need to change that internal dialogue. It's time to step into the shoes you were meant to wear.
What people think about you and the possibilities for your dream is none of your business. That's their business. They have no imagination, ladies and gentlemen. They're living out of the past, out of their memory. The attitude is it can't be done because they haven't seen it. They're judging according to appearances. The people that are going to make it in the future, the people that are making it today, let me share something with you. History is being read, but it's also being written by people with imagination.
This is your life, my friend. And I'm sure when it's all said and done, you don't want to look back and see that you wasted it. This is your life, my friend, so you stand up. This is your life, my friend, so you rise up. This is your life, my friend, so you keep going. This is your life, my friend, so you never give up. This is your life, my friend. You need to keep going.
This is the year I give it everything I have. This is the year I stop complaining about the past. This is the year that I don't make excuses. This is the year that I embrace my non-negotiables. This is the year that if I see it in my head, I can hold it in my hand.
And I'm saying to you, whatever you got to do it, because if you don't, life is going to whoop you until you surrender and say, okay, all right. I cooperate. Okay, I learned. Okay. So if it's hard, then do it hard.
Last year, you didn't know how you were going to get through it. Last year, you didn't know how you were going to stand on your 2 feet. Last year, you were looking for something, but you just couldn't find it. But somehow, you made it to where you are today. Now what do? You can't dwell on it. You can't hold on to it anymore. You got to focus on right now.
If you can hear my voice, if you are tired of where you are, if you are tired of not hitting your targets, if you are tired of not being aimed and intentional and assertive and consistent, if you can hear my voice, I'm just wondering if you are bold enough, daring enough, if your faith is outrageous enough to take a chance on yourself.
Just get through the process. It's worth it.
That as you go through the challenges of life and you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you, don't run from it. Step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy. See, easy come, easy what? Easy go. See, but when you go at what you're going to deal with and you deal with the difficulties of it, when you handle those hard things close at hand, making those hard decisions right now that you don't want to make, learning those things that you don't like to do, but you know that in order for you to get where you want to go, this is one of the hoops that you have to flip through.
Stop justifying your laziness. Stop choosing mediocrity. Be better than who you used to be. Be better than who you are right now. Everybody else puts off everything until tomorrow, but not you. You are going to choose to be better today. You are going to push through the struggles and hardships that come up this year. You are going to grind until you are exhausted, until you feel like you have nothing more, and then grind harder to achieve more this year because you deserve it.
You've been beaten, you've been battered, you've been broken, you've been betrayed, you've been lied on. It's time to hit back. Life knocked you in the mouth years ago, and you haven't hit back yet. You hit back with determination. You hit back with focus. You hit back when you are disciplined. You hit back with resilience.
The future is unknown, but if you prepare for it, if you're ready for it, whatever the situations that may come your way, whatever circumstances that you must face, give all or give nothing.
But I want you to understand that mistakes turn us all into winners.
This is an every single day mentality. I don't know what your story is, but if you will keep a no excuse mentality, then the sky is not your limit. The sky is your starting point. This is an every single day mentality. I never get turned off. Every single day, I want my destiny. I want my dream.
That it's not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving.
What advice would you give the 20-year-old version of yourself?
I think the biggest advice I could give myself is effort is everything. And you can decide, are you putting in the most amount of effort that you can? Because on days I can only give 60% and I give 60%, I give 100. The question is not how do you develop the motivation to keep going? The real question is how do you develop the discipline to do the stuff you need to do even when you don't feel like doing it?
And it's gonna cost you something. It's gonna cost you more time than you thought you'd have. It's gonna cost you some friends who couldn't make the entire journey with you. But if you sign up for the inconvenience, then the goal will take care of itself. Every day say yes to whatever it takes, no matter what.
The major key to your making things happen in your life is you.
My truth and my experience has been I have to jump higher, I have to show up earlier, I have to be the first person to turn off the light and the last person to turn off the light. The way that I show up is by being consistent, so consistent that people cannot doubt your capacity to succeed. You have to work harder than the average person.
Now, don't get me wrong, I still have my bad days. I'll be like, I hate this sucks, this is terrible, but I'm still doing it. You know, that's the problem. If you're gonna complain, I'm not saying to not complain. I'm saying to complain and do it. That's all I care about.
During that point, what did I do? Is I did what I preached to all of you, which is I put in the work. You want the secret? It's called work. You have to figure out what you're trying to achieve and what you want, and then you need to put in the work that maps to that ambition.
You always want to blame other people. You want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you?
Don't cry to quit. You already in pain, you already hurt. Get a reward from it.
It's necessary you take responsibility for it, that you make it happen, that you don't give up, that you don't take any objection or disappointment or defeats personally, that you keep on keeping on, that you don't decide that I can't make it because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, that you realize that's a part of the program. Say this to yourself every day. It's not over until I win. You got that right.
Motivation plays a huge role, but I'm a big believer that motivation comes after action. Okay, so stick with me. Motivation comes after action. The question is not how do you develop the motivation to keep going? The real question is how do you develop the discipline to do the stuff you need to do even when you don't feel like doing it? Floss one tooth. Go to the gym and lift one weight one time. Then you can stop. Then you can go home. Then you can stop. More than likely, because you already got there, because you already started, you're going to finish. Getting there is the majority of the issue. The discipline to start, that's what you need. The motivation to keep going comes after the action to start. So on those days you don't feel like it, if you know you need to, you have to.
Do I think you could be a success without being consistent? Perhaps, if you have other resources and tools that I was never given, but coming from where I am, my perspective has only been consistency, and the discipline has been everything that I have ever gotten on the back of doing it again and again and again. It is what I teach, it is what I preach, it is what I believe.
That's what a lot of people do, is they try and attack a big goal with intensity instead of consistency. They try and just go, they're like, okay, Monday I'm gonna go get fit. I'm gonna do 2 hours of cardio. I'm gonna eat only chicken, brown rice, and broccoli 6 times a day. I'm gonna do... You've never done that before, 1. And 2, you know that's not sustainable. You can't outdo the need for time and consistency. Intensity still has its place, don't get me wrong, but misplaced intensity, I feel, is the #1 reason why people fail their goals. And that's not just fitness. That's with business, that's with everything. instead of just adding intensity, you have to be consistent over time. Not consistent for 2 days, not consistent for 2 weeks, over time. You know, if you do the work, you will more than likely get there.
So the physics of progress is you come up with a hypothesis. It should be as informed as possible. You figure out a way to turn that into something you can actually do. So you're going to run a test. Then you actually run that test. And then this is where most people fall down. You have to lower your psychological defenses to stare nakedly at the results. And oftentimes that's going to be you didn't do something well, you didn't think through this right, you made a mistake somewhere. And then if you're willing to do that and you learn from that, then you can re-inform your hypothesis, make it a little bit better, run that whole system again. And once you get in that loop, then you can really make progress. The tenacity it takes to face your inadequacies and continue to try, that's where we've succeeded.
I cannot tell you the number of businesses I've had that have failed, but I learned from it. And it gave me the wisdom to go on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And so when you focus on your personal growth, what happens is that even if a business fails, even if an idea fails, you emerge from it with new knowledge, new data points, a new version of yourself that can do better on the next idea or the next business.
People hear that jump in the net will appear, jump in, like the universe has your back, and we love it. We're like high-fiving because we've been on the other side. But like there have been plenty of times where there was no net and like the universe was just like, I see you, I'm not putting my arms out, because you needed to fall on your face. And like I've just realized that as many times as I have gotten back up, I was supposed to fall. I was supposed to face plant. And the less time I spend groveling in the gravel, the faster I find my next success. The biggest difficulty is that people fall and then they stay down. The greatest entrepreneurs are the people who understand that falling is part of the process. So if we just said, I'm going to fall now and I'm going to fall probably another 175 times before the end of my career, if I look around and say, this is normal and every entrepreneur faces this, then yeah, it sucks. And yeah, I took the jump and yeah, I didn't end up where I wanted to, but do I have the courage and wherewithal to get up again? And if the answer is yes, you're going to be in business. And the answer is no, you're going to go back to your cubicle and live a very predictable life that is not as fulfilling as you once hoped.
Most people can only see these are the 152 ways that this could go wrong. And we started doing that to say, no matter how outrageous, there is a way to pull this off. So what would need to be true for this to work? Stop telling me all the things that aren't going to work. Tell me the thing that is going to work. And once you get to that, you're, okay, well, if we did X, Y, Z, it would work. Okay. Now, are we willing to do that, yes or no? And if we're not, is there another thing that we are willing to do? But at least now we're operating from a position of that would work, and successful people are about that. I never know if I'm right, and I go all out every fucking time. And I'm just trying to make it happen. And so I have the courage of conviction to say, I know about myself. I will keep going until I figure this out.
You have to understand, if you don't execute on the plan, if you don't get up in the morning when you're feeling tired, scared, if you don't execute, you're not just cheating yourself. You're cheating your family. You're cheating your employees. You're cheating your team. Whatever you're a part of, it's bigger than you, man.
Hard work works, y'all. See, some of you have dreams and goals, but hard work, you can't get around it. I wish there was a magic wand that I could wave that your passion, your dream, that thing you want to achieve, it could just happen, but it can't. Hard work is required.
What do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them. You gotta outgrind them. You gotta get up earlier. You gotta stay up later. You gotta execute, and you gotta go from 7 to 120.
I think a lot of people feel this enormous pressure to achieve this millionaire, billionaire status somewhere in your 20s, 30s, 40s. It is very difficult. It is for very few and far between. I hope everybody understands, if you put in 18 hours a day, every day of your life, and you suck shit, you lost. You know why I'm sitting here right now? Because I outworked you. Zoom in, I outworked you.
Before I ever stood on a stage, I cleaned one at an old Baptist church. When everybody left, I stayed vacuuming when nobody was there. That's how I got the microphone. I didn't get a microphone because I can talk the best. I didn't get a microphone because I can sing the best. I got a microphone because serving kept elevating me everywhere of my life.
Because we all think that if we pray on it, if we do this, if we do that, whatever, we don't work, we just, whatever, it's gonna magically happen for us. No, I believe that when I'm all said and done with, my whole job is to outwork the chart. Gotta keep putting in the work every day. 1 is better than 0. Gotta keep putting in the work, putting in the work, putting in the work. The hard work matters, and the patience is what overrides it.
You gotta work. What happens if you wake up 30 days later and you're there? What happens if you wake up 60 days later and the change is coming? You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna wake up 60 days later, 90 days later, and everything's gonna change but you. And you're gonna get the same results you got before it happened because you're the exact same person. So work while you wait. You cannot stop.
We all have greatness. It just, you gotta find the courage. You gotta find the courage to put your Bose headphones on and silence the noise out of this world and to find it. And to find it because it's out there, but it's gonna take hard work, courage, self-discipline. It's gonna take all the non-cognitive skills. All the non-cognitive skills to be great. You know, smart is good, all this stuff is good, that's all cognitive. It's the non-cognitive skills that set you apart from everybody else. And that's what it's all about.
Now, I don't know what your goal is, but I want you to visualize it right now and repeat after me with power and conviction. Let us say together, it's possible. Together, please. Say it again, please. See, that's the first step. I want you to think about this goal that you want. I want you to envision it and see it in your mind's eye. And every day, say to yourself that it's possible. See, most people are not accumulating wealth. Most people are living in poverty. Most people are living far below their potential, not because they don't have the capacity, not because they have not been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth, but most people are living like they're living because of the fact that they don't believe they can have any more than what they now have.
Listen to me very clearly. Every A is not an A. I don't care how much you can jump on Google and get the answer and get your report card or your grade sheet or your teachers or your school to think that you're getting the A. If you're cutting corners, if you're taking shortcuts, every A is not an A. You're not robbing anybody else but you.
So I need you to work while you wait. I need you to work on your focus, perspective. I need you to see difficult differently. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? I need you to see it differently.
You know, 5 steps to greatness. No, it ain't that, brother. You read my book, this is hard work. It's every day.
There's so many people who want to lead that can't follow. I'm saying this because everybody wants to get to the top. If you're trying to get on top, I need you to work the level you're on right now. Can you clean bathrooms? Can you sing for the kids? Maybe singing for the kids might be the thing that gets the whole world knowing your name. But because you think it's small and insignificant, you won't even do it.
Just keep working. If you were told you were going to get that promotion, just keep working. If you were told you were going to win that championship, just keep working. Nobody said it would be easy. Again, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So I need you to work on your faith. I need you to work on your faith. I need you to wake up every day and say, today ain't the day, but my day coming. And I will not give up, and I will not give in until I get to that day. I will not stop. I will not give up. I will not give in until my day comes.
You have enough right now to flip this world upside down. You have enough. You got enough power. You got enough anointing. You got enough grace. You got enough patience. You got enough gifting to make your money, get out of debt, get yourself together, and change everything about your world.
For the things that I'm wanting and believing, I just have to do everything possible that's within my power. And there's some things that aren't within my power, and that's where I trust God. But what isn't within my power, it's whether it's getting the proper sleep, whether it's learning your lines, whether it's researching the character, whether it's working out or eating healthy, or whatever it is that you need that's gonna make you better at what you want to do. It's doing every single bit of that you can possibly do, and going above. Not just doing just enough to get by, but going above. And then after that, it's like, if it's supposed to happen, it will happen. And chances are, if you do the work, it likely will happen.
It's about whatever you think you are, you have to make that dream a reality. But that's where the hard part is making that dream reality. That's where the hard work comes. That's where people know, how do you keep grinding every day? You have to make those insecurities, those fears. Like when I was 300 pounds, I didn't have any drive. I'm gonna go be a Navy SEAL. What kind of stupid is that, 300 pounds? There wasn't like a drive to go be a Navy SEAL. I was an insecure, lying kid, afraid. I had to look in my insecurities and in my fear and find drive in that. We're all looking for passion. Passion's all around you. You have a whole stack of it all around you. It's your insecurities, all that it's all in there. All the energy and fuel you need is right in yourself. It's all there. You got a lot of stuff to do to overcome. And that's where I found it. I found it right there in my own insecurities. I found drive in my own insecurities. And that's the most powerful thing in the world. When you can find drive in your own doubt, fear, insecurities, you become very unstoppable.
I need you to work on yourself. Are you hearing me? Look, you can't change what you can't change. Stop trying to change the situation. It's not yours to change. Stop trying to change your wife. Stop trying to change your husband. Stop trying to change your kids. Stop trying to change your boss. Stop trying to change the program. If you could change it, it would be changed. There's only one person you can change, baby, and that person is you. Work on yourself.
Why you're making the decisions that you're making. Historically, the way in which you were raised that might have set you up to make decisions you think you're making for yourself, but are actually in reaction to unconscious kind of triggers that are built into you. I think developing an awareness of that is really important in trying to understand that question. And it can come in the form of talking to a therapist or meditation. There is no one modality for that. But I think simply the commitment to try to understand that, I think, is the process of gaining that understanding to help you make more intentional decisions for yourself. And maybe it starts with an easy prompt like, what did you enjoy doing when you were 8 years old that you don't do anymore? And why don't you do it anymore?
Like, stop saying, I'm not good enough. Stop saying, my family, we don't do this. Like, stop with the excuses.
So once you set up that goal structure, let's say, and that's really, in many ways, that's what you should be doing at universities. That's exactly what you should be doing, is trying to figure out who it is that you're trying to be, right? And you aim at that. And then you use everything you learn as a means of building that person that you want to be. And I really mean want to be. I don't mean should be, even those things are going to overlap. And it's important to distinguish between those, because that's partly, and this is back down to the micro routine analysis. So if I was saying, well, you're going to try to make yourself more industrious. Okay, number one, specify your damn goals, because how are you going to hit something if you don't know what it is? That isn't going to happen. And often people won't specify their goals too, because they don't like to specify conditions for failure. So if you keep yourself all vague and foggy, which is real easy, because that's just a matter of not doing as well, then you don't know when you fail. And people might say, well, I really don't want to know when I fail because that's painful. So I'll keep myself blind about when I fail. That's fine, except you'll fail all the time then. You just won't know it until you've failed so badly that you're done. And that can easily happen by the time you're 40. So I would recommend that you don't let that happen. So that's willful blindness, right? You could have known, but you chose not to.
One of the most important questions I think I would add as well is, how do you feel? We very rarely ask ourselves that, and I think we all have this sort of internal compass which we've been given by life, which is like, how do you feel in this situation? How do you truly feel? Not like, how do you feel in the context of, is your mother happy, or is your father happy, or is society impressed by you? But like, how do you actually feel? You know, and I think that sometimes for me has sat apart from the accomplishment. So I could be achieving something great and know that people are impressed and happy, but really, I'm going time internally.
Right.
And I'm tuning into that voice of like, how do I feel? And tuning out of the like, how do people feel about me?
Right.
Has really helped me in those moments where I've got to make a big decision to quit. And I don't think people ask themselves that question enough.
Well, they may ask themselves that question, but the answer is flippant, right? It's like, I'm good. Cool,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
good. You know, I feel I slept good last night. No, like, how do you really feel? And then continuing to peel back the layers until it gets really uncomfortable, and then you know you're in the sweet spot, right? That's where the juice is. We all want to be this idealized version of ourselves, happier, fitter, thinner, richer, whatever it is, overnight. And we overestimate what we can accomplish in a year, or maybe in a couple years, and completely underestimate what we could do in a decade.
That nothing is going to change next year just because you want it to change, all right?
What is it that gets you excited? Like, what is it that you feel is unnourished in your life? Do you have a creative itch? Is there something calling you, or something, again, that you used to do as a kid that you really enjoyed, and for some reason, unbeknownst to you, you don't do it anymore? Maybe it's
music.
Like, yeah, it could be music or stand-up, or you play football, right? Like being on a football team, or doing something, you know, just having coffee with your friend, or what have you. Finding a way to build that back into your life in a way that isn't going to derail your current life, but I think just breathing on that, like giving space to the things that bring you joy in the most primal sense, like the simplest things that just you remember made you happy, that you've forgotten, and recapturing that and finding a way to respect that, protect it, nourish it, and inject it into your life. And I think the more that you kind of tend to that garden, suddenly, oh, a little opportunity over here pops up, or something is telling me I should move this way. These are very subtle energies that you have to be present for in order to notice them when they appear. But I think those are the subtle energies. That's those are the waves you want to be surfing. And you can do that while you're working at the bank. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. And over time, maybe you start moving a little over this way. 5 years later, your life is unrecognizable.
Your classes are overwhelming this semester. And your professor that likes to wear the polyester is an over-the-top tester. Test after test after test. And as of right now, your grades are a mess, which is the exact reason for all of your struggle, strife, and stress. Well, if you're in ears reaching my voice, you're about to be blessed. Because I know someone who went through and overcame the exact same issue, but didn't need a tissue because this person made the choice to human up. And that's exactly what you are about to do. This is the moment the old you meets the new you.
Okay, so once you get your goal structure set up, you think, okay, if I could have this life, looks like that might be worth living, despite the fact that it's going to be, you know, anxiety provoking and threatening, and there's going to be some suffering and loss involved and all of that. Obviously, the goal is to have a vision for your life such that, all things considered, that justifies your effort. Okay, so then what do you do? Well, then you turn down to the micro routines. It's like, okay, well, this is what I'm aiming for. How does that instantiate itself day to day, week to week, month to month? And that's where something like a schedule can be unbelievably useful. Google Calendar. It's like, make a damn schedule and stick to it. Okay, so what's the rule with a schedule? It's not a bloody prison. That's the first thing that people do wrong. They say, well, I don't like to follow a schedule. It's like, well, what kind of schedule are you setting up? Well, I have to do this, then I have to do this, then I have to do this, you know, and then I just go play video games, because who wants to do all these things that I have to do? It's like, wrong. Set the damn schedule up so that you have the day you want. That's the trick. It's like, okay, I've got tomorrow. If I was going to set it up so it was the best possible day I could have, practically speaking, what would it look like? Well, then you schedule that. And obviously there's a bit of responsibility that's going to go along with that, because if you have any sense, one of the things that you're going to insist upon is that at the end of the day, you're not in worse shape than you were than at the beginning of the day, right? Because that's a stupid day. If you have a bunch of those in a row, you just dig, you know, you dig yourself a hole and then you bury yourself in it. It's like, sorry, that's just not a good strategy. It's a bad strategy. So maybe 20% of your day has to be responsibility and obligation, or maybe it's more than that, depending on how far behind you are. But even that, you can ask yourself, okay, well, I've got these responsibilities. I have to schedule the damn things in. What's the right ratio of responsibility to reward? And you can ask yourself that, just like you'd negotiate with someone who is working for you. It's like, okay, you got to work tomorrow. Okay, so I want you to work tomorrow. And you might say, okay, well, what are you going to do for me that makes it likely that I'll work for you? Well, you could ask yourself that, you know. So maybe you do an hour of responsibility and then you play a video game for 15 minutes. I don't know, whatever turns your crank, man. But, you know, you have to negotiate with yourself and not tyrannize yourself.
See, if you're struggling in your classes and you don't have a written down plan for the least amount of time you will spend studying and preparing for each class, you stop this video right now. Go get you a pencil.
He says, stop the video. Nah. Nah, but alright, no. I can't continue. That's a long video. It still has another 30 minutes. But it is Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend. Thank you guys all for joining me for another freaking day. Another day in paradise. Alright, let's see if this works. And there we go. And there I am. Welcome on in, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you for the motivational side of the stream, guys. It is important that we do get that underway so you guys have some motivation going into the weekend, because we all need it, man. By the time the week is over, we are drained. We're tired. We don't know how to continue going on. But the motivation helps to keep us going. Takes that one step forward in order to keep going. But we will continue to triumph, man. We'll come in here day after day. We will continue doing the best that we can. We will continue to put out the best that we can for everybody to be here, regardless of the pushback, regardless of the bullshit, man. There's too much bullshit and, you know, not enough promotion. But I got to promote myself for you guys, because you guys are important. You guys are the ones that keep me going each and every day. Now, I know there's hundreds of people, millions of people out there that need help. So I know I always have a purpose in this life. I always have a purpose to keep going. There's no giving up. That is why I'm here for you guys. And I will continue to be. Nobody is going to keep me down. I can't even keep myself down. No matter how much I push against myself, I always keep going. I always come back. Because I know I have a purpose to help people. That is why I'm here. That is why I'm raising money for the Toys for Tots. 25% of each get this sub until December 20th goes for that Toys for Tots, in which I'm going to go to the store, buy as many toys as I can, and donate them for the kids that don't have it. Because they need it. Because they're not going to have Christmas this year. That is why we need to help out. We need to help these people that truly freaking need it. Stop being so fucking selfish. You guys don't need to be selfish. You guys have no understanding of how many people actually need help. Because we're thinking of our own lives. What's the next best car I can go buy? The house, the phone, the shoes. Put somebody else before yourself, and you will see life gets truly more magnificent. As long as you understand that there are people out there that need you to help them. But I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to get started. I don't want to waste too much time. I had too much fun last night. Towards the end of the night playing freaking Fortnite. Those headshots were insane. I don't know how I was able to pull that off, especially towards the end, because it was just, I didn't have any reflexes. I couldn't do anything. And all of a sudden I started going off. I took everybody out and we won the game. That's how I ended my night. I did put up another video today. I don't know. I only put it out maybe an hour ago. I don't know how well it's doing, how well it is doing or not. Yeah. Got all the feedback I need. So right now it is, yeah, it's got 68 views. That's okay. I don't know, man. It's like YouTube is hit or miss when it comes to putting out shorts. You can have all the hashtags, you can have everything you need, but if the views aren't there, the views aren't there. Yeah, you already have people that... You got the haters, the typical hater that's always on every post that's going to downsize it. Yeah, they're going to hit the down button every time. Why down the video if you have that much hatred? I don't get it. Which one had 5? I had 833. I don't see you motherfuckers putting out videos. And you guys putting out videos probably not even going to be that good anyway. Yo, hope you have a great day, stream, life. Yo, yes, everything's going to be amazing, Nate. I appreciate the fuck out of you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming by, as always. I hope you have an awesome stream yourself, man. Go kick that ass in Black Ops. I think that's what you were playing, right? Yeah, you're playing Black Ops. But yeah, welcome to the weekend. Ah, man. It's gonna be nice, man. I feel rejuvenated. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I started working out again. I think that's probably what it is. You get the body moving, everything starts flowing in the right direction. You get in that flow stage, what they call it. But I just feel fucking awesome. I'm ready to run through a wall right now. I already worked out my chest as fucking sore as can be, but I'm just ready to continue to create this amazing life, this stream, helping everybody that I can. With or without Kick's help, I will continue to create this greatness. Whether I'm put on the front page, whether I'm put anywhere, doesn't matter. You guys can continue to put these weird people that are not contributing any value. Go ahead and do it. But I know for me, as long as I have people here that want to change, that want to learn, that want to live life in the best way that they can, I'll continue to make out better than everybody else. There's not only one platform that you can get the word out. There's multiple platforms. Just remember that. There's always more than one way to get your voice to be heard. Which, let me see if I can get up their competitor. Does it work for me? It does work for me. Which I will just go live there, because fuck it. Why not? I'll go live everywhere. I gotta pull a TikTok only when I'm gaming. I don't normally do it when... Hold on. Need help with your camera? Well, no, I don't. Why doesn't it let me... Alright, so activate it. See what's going on. I wonder why it's not coming out. That's weird, because it's not in use anywhere else. See, this is why I don't like using other, I don't like using Streamlabs, dude. Streamlabs is not the way to go about streaming at all. Maybe if I customize it, yeah. No, it's not even working. That's weird. It's a Logitech. It just doesn't make sense why it's not working. Whatever. We always had TikTok. Alright, so without further ado, guys, let me go ahead, go get started on this. Wait, Train, why is Train on fucking... Hold on, why is Train live over on Twitch? What the fuck? Bro, how and why? That's kind of weird that he's gone back to streaming on Twitch again. Yeah, that's not a good look, streaming on another platform when you're co-founder of this one. It's just not a good look for business at all. That's crazy. Oh well, fuck it. Alright, so we're on, what, chapter 24. We have 149 pages to go. I'm going to continue reading on until I'm tired of reading. Yeah, well, we'll just continue reading. Because I want to start finishing up this book, and not saying that it's boring. It's really fucking good. It's just, we've been on it too long. We've been on it for, what, 2 months now? 2 months is a long time for one book. I know we read 3-4 pages a day, but the time that it takes to actually read through it is a lot. So I want to do the best that I can to try and finish this thing up, because it's just taking far too long, man. What the fuck did I just see? The fuck? Oh well, whatever. Alright, so chapter 24 is what makes you tired and what you can do about it. Here's an astounding and significant fact. Mental work alone cannot make you tired. It sounds absurd, but a few years ago, scientists tried to find out how long the human brain could labor without reaching a diminished capacity for work. The scientific definition of fatigue. To the amazement of the scientists, they discovered that the blood passing through the brain when it is active shows no fatigue at all. If you took blood from the veins of a day laborer when he was working, you would find it full of fatigue toxins and fatigue products. But if you took a drop of blood from the brain of Albert Einstein, it would show no fatigue toxins whatsoever at the end of the day. So as far as the brain is concerned, it can work as well as as swiftly at the end of 8 or 12 hours of effort at the beginning as at the beginning. The brain is utterly tireless. So what makes you tired? Psychiatrists declare that the most of our fatigue derives from our mental and emotional attitudes. One of England's most distinguished psychiatrists, J.A. Hadfield, said in his book, The Psychology of Power, the great part of the fatigue from which we suffer is of mental origin. In fact, exhaustion of purely physical origin is rare. One of America's most distinguished psychiatrists, Dr. A.A. Brill, goes on even further. He declares 100% of the fatigue of the sedentary worker in good health is due to the psychological factors, by which we mean emotional factors. What kind of emotional factors tire the sedentary or sitting worker? Joy? Content? No, never. So boredom, resentment, a feeling of not being appreciated, a feeling of futility, hurry, anxiety, and worry. These emotional factors that exhaust the sitting worker. What makes him susceptible to colds, reduces output, and sends him home with a nervous headache? Yes, we get tired because our emotions produce nervous tensions in the body. And that's 100% true. Think of a time when you guys were exhausted because you had an mental and emotional draining day. Yo, Nessie, appreciate ya. Think about it. When you are emotionally and mentally exhausted, it makes your whole body tired. When you're going through it on that day and you are having the worst day ever, it creates that. And it's crazy because I know it's true. I could sit here and do this all fucking day. I could do it for 12, 18, 24 hours if I wanted to. But what gets you is if you sit here, you watch the numbers, you watch the lack of subs, you watch the you watching everybody else. And it makes you emotionally distressed. It fatigues the mind. Because you just don't want to keep going on it. Because you know it's futile. It's bullshit. You sit here and you worry about it. And that's what creates the fatigue inside your mind. Dude, it's all mental. Fatigue has always been mental. Even when you're tired, when you're working out, when you're tired, you say, fuck, I can't do this no more. You go in and you do it anyway and you continue on. Why? Not because your body is tired, because your mind is telling you you're tired. You're not actually tired. So, yeah. Alright. The Metropolitan Life Insurance Company pointed out on a leaflet on fatigue. Hard work by itself, says the Great Life Insurance Company, seldom causes fatigue, which cannot be cured by a good sleep or rest. Worry, tenseness, and emotional upsets are three of the biggest causes of fatigue. Often they are to blame when physical or mental work seems to be the cause. Remember that a tense muscle is a working muscle, so ease up. Save energy for important duties. Stop now, right where you are, and give yourself a checkup. As you read these lines, are you scowling at the book? Do you feel a strain between your eyes? Are you sitting relaxed in your chair? Or are you hunched up? Or hunching up your shoulders? Are the muscles on your face tense? Unless your entire body is as limp and as relaxed as an old rag doll, you're at this very moment producing nervous tensions and muscular tensions. You're producing nervous tensions and nervous fatigue. Why do we produce these unnecessary tensions in the mental work? Daniel W. Jocelyn says, I find that the chief obstacle is the almost universal belief that hard work requires a feeling of effort, else it is not well done. So we scowl when we concentrate. We hunch up our shoulders. We call on the muscles to make the motion of effort, which is no way assisting our brains in its work. Here are the astonishing and tragic truths. Millions of people who wouldn't dream of wasting dollars go right on wasting and squandering their energy with the recklessness of 7 drunken sailors in Singapore. What the fuck? Why? I don't understand that. It's kind of weird. Friday. Alright, let me visit these people real quick. Alright, cool. Who else is on tonight? What the fuck? Oh, roasting. Roasting, da na 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 na. Okay. Alright, that's we're good now. Alright, where were we at? Alright, so what is the answer to nervous fatigue? It is relax. Relax, relax. Learn to relax while you're doing your work. Easy? No. You will probably have to reverse the habits of a lifetime, but it is worth the effort, for it may revolutionize your life. William James said in his essay, The Gospel of Relaxation, the American overtension and jerkiness and breathlessness and intensity and agony of expression are bad habits. Nothing more, or less. Tension is a habit. Relaxing is a habit. And bad habits can be broken. Good habits formed. So how do you relax? Do you start with the mind or do you start with the nerves? You don't start with either. You always begin to relax with your muscles. Let's give it a try. To show you how it's done, suppose we start with the eyes. Read this paragraph through, and when you've reached the end, lean back, close your eyes, and say to your eyes silently, let go, let go. Stop straining, stop frowning. Let go, let go. Repeat that over and over, very slowly, for a minute. So you guys can try it. I'm not going to try it because I want to continue reading. Block me out if you know how. But give it a try. See if it relaxes your mind, your body. I know it will. So if you guys need it, mute me, do whatever. Come back in a minute. Relax yourself. Too many of you have so much tension. You can feel it. You guys know it's there. Just give yourself a minute to relax. You deserve it. You're worthy of it. So just go do it. I'll be here. I'm going to continue reading though. Did you notice that after a few seconds, the muscles of the eyes began to obey? Didn't you feel as though some hand had wiped away the tension? Well, incredible as it seems, you have sampled that in 1 minute, the whole key and secret to the art of relaxing. You can do the same thing with the jaw, with the muscles of the face, and the neck, and the shoulders, the whole body. But the most important organ of all is the eye. Dr. Edmund Jacobson of the University of Chicago has gone so far as to say if you can completely relax the muscles of the eyes, you can forget all your troubles. The reason the eyes are so important in relieving nervous tension is that they burn up 1/4 of all the nervous energies consumed by the body. That is also why so many people with perfectly sound vision suffer from eye strain. They are tensing the eyes. Yo, GPB! Always here, bro. Appreciate you, man. Bro, you gotta get that check mark. We gotta get you that check mark. You got 5,000 followers. Time to get that check mark. What up, Nathan? Alright. Let me continue reading. Vicky Baum, the famous novelist, said when she was a child she had met an old man who taught her one of the most important lessons she had ever learned. She had fallen down and cut her knees and hurt her wrists. The old man picked her up. Of course, Mun's got to send me freaking shit on Instagram. The old man had picked her up. He had once been a circus clown, so he was a clown, motherfucker. And he had brushed her off and said, the reason you're injured yourself was because you didn't know how to relax. You had to pretend you're as limp as a sock. As an old crumpled sock. Come, I'll show you how to do it. That just sounds weird. That's just so freaking weird. Why would you compare yourself to a crumpled up sock? That old man taught Vicky Baum and other children how to fall, how to do flip-flops, and how to do somersaults. And always he insisted, think of yourself as an old crumpled sock. Then you've got to relax. You can relax in odd moments, almost anywhere you are. Only don't make an effort to relax. Relaxation is the absence of all tension and effort. Think ease and relaxation. Begin by thinking relaxation of the muscles of the eyes and your face, saying over and over, let go, let go, let go and relax. Feel the energy flowing from your facial muscles to the center of your body. Think of yourself as free from tension as a baby. That is what Gali Kirchi, the great soprano, used to do. Helen Jepsen told me that she used to use the Gali Kirchi before a performance, sitting in a chair with all her muscles relaxed, her lower jaw so limp it actually sagged. An excellent practice. It kept her from becoming too nervous before her stage entrance. It prevented fatigue. Here are the 4 suggestions that will help you learn to relax. He said, but if you think about it, emote. Dubs? Bro, he's going to get the emote of his life. Oh, shit. Alright. Let me get back to this. Alright. Alright, so number 1 is to relax in odd moments. Let your body go limp like an old sock. I keep an old maroon colored sock on my desk as I work. Keep it there as a reminder of how limp I ought to be. Dude, it's the gutter is what's getting me right now. If you haven't got a sock, a cat will do. Did you ever pick up a kitten sleeping in the sunshine? If so, both ends sagged like a wet newspaper. Even the yogis in India say that if you want to master the art of relaxation, study the cat. I never saw a tired cat. A cat with a nervous breakdown, or a cat suffering from insomnia, worry, or stomach ulcers. You will probably avoid these disasters if you learn to relax as a cat does. Number 2 is work as much as possible in a comfortable position. Remember that tensions in the body produce aching shoulders and nervous fatigue. Number 3 is check yourself 4 or 5 times a day and say to yourself, am I making myself work harder than it actually is? Am I using muscles that have nothing to do with the work I am doing? What up, Blase? This will help you form the habit of relaxing. And as Dr. David Harold Fink says, bro, Harold Fink from, oh, bro, what the fuck was the show? Person of Interest. It was Person of Interest. Bro, that's where they got the name from? He was a smart motherfucker that worked on computers in that show. Wow, wow. I didn't know they took his name and put it in the show. Alright, anyway. Among those who know psychology best, it is a habits 2 to 1. So number 4 is test yourself again at the end of the day by asking yourself, just how tired am I? If I am tired, it is not because of the mental work I have done, but because of the way I've done it. I measure my accomplishments, says Daniel W. Jocelyn, not by how tired I am at the end of the day, but how tired I am not. He says, when I feel particularly tired at the end of the day, or when I am or when irritability proves that my nerves are tired, I know beyond a question that it has been an inefficient day, both as to quality and quantity. If every businessman in America would learn that same lesson, our death rate from hypertension diseases would drop overnight. And we would stop fulfilling our sanitariums and asylums with people who have been broken by fatigue and worry. He said, not much, just mad I got changed to a new room, smaller and the bed is like a rock. Nah, you better go drag that shit back with you and tell him you want your stuff back. I'd be mad if I got changed rooms too, especially you've been there for a while, man. And they make you change rooms now? That's insane. You better tell him I'm paying for this shit. So I want a room that I'm comfortable in. There's women on the room now? Oh, that's fucked up. They moved. Never mind. They moved you because of that? It's kind of fucked up. Oh hell J. Oh hell J. Oh hell J. Can you see? Ah shit. He said they don't mix boys and girls. Nah, I get it, man. You can't be doing all that shit. Happy Friday, fam. Got you locked in. Grind time. Dad tag. Mother suckers. DP. Nah, blase. Nah, I got you, man. You can't mix because, you know, shit might happen, so. I mean, they don't want to see your fucking massive hole anyway. He says, "Wild man," but they shouldn't have even moved you. They should have moved the other person into the other room, just left you where you were. It doesn't make sense to have to move you. For what reason? Bro, you know what I just noticed? Why is the kick thing all the way over there? Should be right there. There we go. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough. Yeah, that is wild. That's unfortunate, though. They said, Blase, we're going to fuck with you today by putting you in a different room. You got a house party. And then people wonder why I don't go to their channels no more. Oh, hell, Jay. Oh, hell, Jay. Why are we rating people that are... not my worry? I don't even know who you are. I'm just doing these rounds real quick. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do them. Or I don't want to do them, actually. After that, I'm not doing them. Fuck them. It's going to be a pain in the ass to do that. See, when people come by and then they bitch, oh, nobody's coming to my stream. Oh, you wonder why, motherfucker? You wonder why. I mean, I give people the benefit of the doubt. You get the benefit of the doubt. Once I know that you don't come by, I'll tell you fuck off. We don't need to see you no more. Oh, what's up, Fiddle? Fiddle! Okay, you're not streaming. Alright, good. Good, good, good. And last time you were live was 7 days ago? Bro, 7 days ago? He said I'm asking tomorrow. Alright, Blase. Well, just know that your comfort comes first. Fuck what they gotta say. If they don't want to put you in the room that you were in and kick the other two people out, tell them to fuck themselves. I mean, you'll be out of there soon anyway, but still, at the same time, it's kind of fucked up. But Silver, much love, Mike. Appreciate you, man. Logan, appreciate you coming by. Maine, appreciate you as well. How are we doing, Mike? We're doing fucking fantastic. It is Friday. I'm feeling good today. I don't know. Maybe it's because I worked out for the first time in a while. I don't count biking as working out. I'm talking about like weightlifting and shit. For the first time since I was sick 2 weeks ago. So it's just, it feels good to get back into it, get the endorphins and getting the blood pumping again. So I think, it's just a good feeling. That's awesome. Fuck yeah, it is. It is an awesome feeling. But how are you? How are you doing? I know that that you were in streaming, and you know you had said something about I apologize for not being in other people's streams. Just know that you can only go to people's streams when you have a chance. Nobody is obligated to go to anybody's streams. Your mental health is important, and we don't need to sit here and worry about, oh, I have to go XYZ. No, no, no. They have to understand that they have to build their own communities. And once they build their own community, then they don't have to worry about the streamer support and all that stuff. That's not our problem to worry about what they're doing with their stream. So if they're lacking on people, they have to change something that they need to do to make their content better, to make people come in, to give them a reason to come into these streams. And with you being so busy, I wouldn't even worry about it right now. I'm doing alright, man. It's just been so busy lately. November is such a busy month for the FaZe Squad. I'm glad you're keeping busy, though. As long as you're keeping busy, that's all that matters. You know, I understand that life can get hectic and shit, but, you know, just take time for yourself as well. You know, you gotta check in on yourself. Make sure that you're doing the best that you can for you. Heard people are lurking but not doing rounds anymore. Well, some of them are. Blase, if that's true, you know, let me know. I don't care about if somebody comes in and hits the emote. I don't give a fuck. But if I know that you're there, I don't care. It is what it is. Like, if you're there, if you're not, okay, cool. You know, but I have been building my own community, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. And I got people that randomly pop in here and there. He said both the kids' birthdays are this month, and then school with them has been wild. And vacay at the end of the month. Oh yeah, that is crazy. That's a whole lot to be doing. So what's new for me? What, we just had my wife's birthday 3 days ago. Just been chilling, trying to, you know, create better content. And just working on myself. You know, at the end of the day, I feel it is important to continue to master my thoughts and my emotions, so I'm not sitting here stressed out, worrying, and going off the rails for no reason. That's what I have been doing. Miss J, I know not a lot of people give a fuck about it, but you know what? I gotta do what's best for me. You know, I don't sit here and worry about the kick clicks and bullshit that they are going through. They can do whatever they want, man. If they want to collapse their own society, go ahead and do that. Yep. Good for you. I'm glad you're working on your shit too. Happy belated birthday to the Miss Mike. Your daughter's birthday was also on the 5th. That's fucking awesome. Oh, so your daughter and my wife shared the same birthday. That's awesome. And the election was on the 5th as well. Wasn't it? It was the 5th? I believe, right? Or was it updated? What day? What day was the election? Yeah, it was on the 5th, yeah. So, that's a plus. Yeah, the 5th. Hopefully we're all fucking, you know, saying our birthday wishes for a better life. Put it like that. We'll see what happens, though. Hopefully, better times are coming for us. Because we all need it. We all need a better life. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. But yeah, just it's fucking nice. He said facts. About that, that's what I heard. And some people are also leaving the YouTube because it's more content. Well, I'm streaming on both, and YouTube. So YouTube doesn't push out the content unless you have a whole bunch of people fucking engaging in it. I've noticed that. If there's a lot of engagement, YouTube will continue pushing out. If not, then they pull back and then they limit the amount of people that come and view your streams. I've noticed that because I watched since the first time that I streamed on there until now that my views continue to go down, regardless of the engagement. So they're pushing certain people. So it's like any other fucking website, bro. It's like any other website. So let me see. Yesterday, in my stream 2 days ago, it was 150 views. 3 days ago, 69, 138, 85, 123, 42, 122, 40, and then the 2.9K when I first started. So yeah, that's it, man. Like, they push you out on that first night, you get as many subs as you can, and then they pull back the reward and say, fuck it. It's just breaking the algorithm kind of thing. It's all about tricks and knowing what you're doing. It's fucking stupid, man. That's like hacking. Why should you be able to hack it and then play with the algorithm? It's kind of fucked. You know, everybody should have that fair shot. If you have an engaging stream or if you have engaging content, people should be going to those streams or in that type of content. It's kind of fucked up. But yeah, definitely do both though. Yo, Queen of Darkness. Appreciate you coming by. But do both. Trust me, YouTube is a lot better. Do the vertical streaming. Depending on what type of content you're creating, you should be able to get quite a bit of views on that. See, for me, mine is different. When I go live on there like I am now, it starts with the motivational stuff. Then I read, which is why I don't get the viewership at that time. So if I end stream over there now and then come back to it at like 8 o'clock, then I should get more people because it'll be under a different category. It'll be under the gaming category, and it hasn't been up for... How long have I been on now? Hour and a half? Yeah. So it won't be sitting up there for so damn long. Are you going back to YouTube? Well, let me know how that goes, Blase. If you can crack the algorithm, let me know, because I'm trying to fucking grow over there as well. But we all know my content's a lot different. What's up, Automatics? Still ain't following, dude. Follow. Just follow. Just hit the follow button. On Nate Dog. Do 2 streams, 1 reading and life stuff, and then another gaming. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I've learned that lesson. If you break up the stream like that, you have a better opportunity to really get out there, because it'll do like TikTok. It'll start filtering people in there again. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom. Alright, I'm back. Bro, it's the fucking, that post-workout. He said, what? He was thinking he has no butt? What the fuck? You got nass, stop. What an a-hole, man. Ah. It's not funny. It's not funny. Oh, no. Your audio, your stream's on. Oh, wait, that's because I turned off my microphone. That's why. That's why you couldn't hear me. Stupid. Yeah, so do that. When we go to stream on YouTube, we gotta make sure we close it down. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Because, I mean, should I read some more or should I be done with it? Bro, my fucking ribs hurt. I really gotta, I gotta start walking and running and doing all that shit again. I gotta get this body weight down. Thanks, Fiddle. Appreciate that. That should be what? Lucky number 120? Yeah, you're number 120. Thank you. It doesn't tell me who subs, so it's unfortunate. Wait, hold on. You guys can hear me, right? Okay, never mind. It was just telling me that my stream is not healthy on YouTube. Fucking stupid. Oh, it's your personal YouTube. Okay, I got you. Well, thank you for that. Ceeday, what up, Ceeday? Yeah, it doesn't tell you who subs to the channel, but thank you for that. Yeah, so Blase, trying to get to 500 by the end of the year sounds like it's based on my personal experience with this and not getting enough subs daily is going to take a while to hit that 500. It might take till probably mid next year. Unless I continue creating content, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. Well, let me